Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Gifted Monkey TV, all things toy and toy related. I'm your host, Jordan Preston. We come back, we're going to take a look at an action figure from the guys over at Hot Toys, a Marvel figure. Yes, the Doctor is in, and he's casting a spell to be possibly one of the best figures of 2017.
Respect the monkey!
And keeping with the promise of the awesomeness, here it is. The Doctor is indeed in the house. The 1/6 scale Hot Toys Doctor Strange action figure from the Marvel movie Doctor Strange, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. This figure is totally fantastic, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's take a look at this unique design box. This box is uniquely done. It's simple and yet elegant. Hot Toys has really been doing a great job with their boxes during this season right now. This box has a myriad of photos of Doctor Strange, a.k.a. Benedict Cumberbatch, how he appeared as Doctor Strange in the movie Doctor Strange. All different slices of him all through the box. That's very good, like a shard glass mirror. Very mystical, magical, psychedelic effect almost in here, all over there. I love that. And then we have this dial-in on the front of the box. We'll get to that in a minute. On the side, we see it says Doctor Strange. Right there, continues with those square myriads. On this side, it says Doctor Strange, continues with the squares. On the back, it has the indicia of all the people that made this figure possible. And on the top, it says Doctor Strange Marvel. And on the bottom, the same, Doctor Strange Marvel. Now, the uniqueness of this box is that it has a lock-in section. You just simply turn this Doctor Strange that way, and it unlocks the box, and the box opens. Look at that. And there we get a look at Doctor Strange and all his plastic encasing in his glory. And a beautiful purple design in there with a gold trim. That's nice. Very mystical looking, very good. In the center, on the plastic, we have like the entranceway when he used his sling ring, the entrance that would make that round circle for them to go through different portals. That's on the front of the box. Truly, truly unique. I love it. I love the purple, and we close it back, and it just turns, and it locks again into place. I love the purpleness of this box. Look at that. All that purple and yellow color. Great use of color on this box. Let's open it up and look at what accessories come with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange comes with some nifty accessories. A lot of the things that you would expect to see in a Doctor Strange figure from the Doctor Strange movie. They concluded it all here. They really got you covered here with this figure. It comes with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 sets of hands. That's really great. It comes with 2 fists that come standard on the right and left that come standard on the figure in the box. You even see the pegs right there. I left them in as I took the hands off for you guys. Nice detail on that right there. Comes with a nice static pose hand like that. While we're at it, let's take a look at these hands. You see, if you remember in the movie Doctor Strange, spoiler alert, Doctor Strange had his hands damaged in the car accident. And as he had plenty of surgeries on his hand, they healed, but they healed kind of funky. You could still see the lines, like in the movie, in his hands. All those lines running through his hands, those extra scarrings of his hands. They run right through. Great little attention to detail that Hot Toys did on this. Now these hands are a rubbery feeling. That means they're pliable. You can't bend them. They don't bend in different shapes, but they're very pliable, which is nice. A nice feel on them. Get a magic casting hand. Look at that spell casting. Look at that. Another spell casting hand. Nice attention to detail. These are the kind of hands you would expect to have and want to have in a Doctor Strange figure. Look at that. Get a little stymie thing. Okay, Spanky. Look at that right there. Another spellcasting hand right there. A grasping hand for your book. Other things right in there. Nice. Another static hand. Open palm. And then another holding hand. Very nice. You also get 2, count them kids, 2 Eye of Agamotto medallions. One is closed. You see the detail on that? Isn't that wonderful? Look at that. It comes on a a faux beaded chain. It looks like it's woven. It's very nice. This is material. This isn't plastic. This is actually material right here. Fabric. It's very nice. It's like a beaded fabric, but it looks very cool. Eye of Agamotto. It's a closed one. There's the front of it. Look at that detail. Same shape that you would see on his fortress. On the window of his fortress. Isn't that cool? On Bleecker Street. And here we have the open Eye of Agamotto with the eye right there showing. Put them together so you can see the difference. Now the back is the same on both of these. Oops. The back is the same on both of these. It's the front that makes the difference. You also get some nice spellcasters. Look at that. These are nice spellcasters. These are either when they're casting a spell and they were used as Doctor Strange conjured these up to make shields. Kind of like a shield type effect when things were being shot at him or thrown at him. This is very nice. And these lock simply onto the back of the hand. If you take the back of the hand like that, you just kind of plug those in. The fingers go right into those plugs. Like so. Well, yeah. And yeah. Of course, you know these things never work on air when you're trying to do them, right? So, but that's how it would go. Just kind of like in here. There we go. Like that. And then you just plug it into his arm. And it's like that, and it sounds like that. We'll show you later on as we go on to the show. And there's one like that, and there's one like this for the left that does the same thing, for the left and the right hand. Very cool effect. There we go. Very nice. And we also have his time casting effect when he has the book of Cagliostro, and he is doing the time casting, time weaving effect. These are the rings that go on his wrist and his arms. We'll show you that in a minute too. And once again, they plug into his hand. And the last one. You get 2 sling rings. And the sling rings look very different. Both of them look different. This one's kind of raised, if you can catch that. This one is kind of raised. The other one is flat bar across. Both have little expanding clips on the back. One sling ring is made to go in his hand. The other one can go hung on his belt. There's a spot on his belt. Actually, they both can go hung on securely on both sides of his belt. I'll show you that in a minute, too. Get extra pegs. You get the Book of Cagliostro. I think I'm saying that right. Nice design in this book. It's like a nice green, like a Kelly green inside here with gold trim around it. Very nice. Nice worn, leathery effect. And on the back, we have that. There's the spine of the book. Look at the detail on that. And yes, the book does open. There we go. And it has pages in it. Look at that. These actual words on these pages, actual spells conjured up. Now the pages do duplicate themselves every 4 pages. So it's like 4 only new pages on each of these. It's about 20 pages in this book. But every 4 pages they repeat themselves. But who cares? Because you're not going to look at all 20 pages. When you open the book and actually pose it, if you want to have him reading a section of it, it'll only be reading a section like that, so no one else will be able to know what's in the rest of the book. So that's just that. So I noticed that happened, but it's not a nitpick at all. And it securely locks again like that. Just flips on like that. You get this nifty stand. Look at that, Doctor Strange, Marvel Doctor Strange. It's flush, it's flat, but it's actually grooved in here. So the light highlights of the yellow actually fleck and come out, shine out of the red, that red that's on there. Really nicely done. It's almost etched, like a laser etched. And on the front it says right there, beautiful. It says Marvel's Doctor Strange. Nice logo on, nice logo effect on that too. They really did a nice job on the stand. Stand is like that, like that. You get a crystal clear grab stand. And they made it crystal clear in case you want to do any of those famously known levitating poses for Doctor Strange. I know some guys want the black stand, the black pole in there, but this is nice if you want to give it that illusion of levitating. Very nice. Get this great backdrop. Let's see if we can see that backdrop. Hot Toys has been doing something really great with their boxes. They've been including backdrops now with their stuff. I guess as their price point has gone up, they figure we need to give these people a little bit more, so they stop crying that we're so expensive. So they've been giving us a little more in this season of their toys, of their action figures. They've been giving us backdrops, and they've been full hard-carded backdrops. This is a solid carded backdrop, very sturdy. It opens up with the legs like that, and you span it out and put it underneath. If you want, you put it underneath this. And it makes a nice presentation of Doctor Strange. Very nice. Look at that. And let's take a look at something special. The special pièce de résistance of an accessory that comes with Doctor Strange. Here we are. Look at this. This is like one of a star all in its own of the Doctor Strange movie, the Cloak of Levitation. This is a fantastic piece of fabric that Hot Toys has made. They spared no attention to detail. You look on the inside, you see that nice patchwork of quilted fabric in there. Look at that. This is like a satiny feel on the inside. Beautiful. Opens up to like that. It has the uneven hang, if you can tell the back. It has the uneven hang just like the movie. It has a wired collar, so he can put his collar up like that. Nice design right here. These things are actually, right underneath that, are magnets. So they clip right onto his top of his collarbone. So there's no problem with getting it on there. And look at that, the side shoulder pad that was featured in the movie on his cloak. Nice. Look at that detail, the stitching. As we go around, look at the patchwork on the back. Beautiful detail on that cape. We see on the sides too, as we come down. Nice, again, that detail. Hot Toys really spared no expense in the details of this figure. Now the cape is not wired at all. So just so you know that. It just sits there like that. It's not wired. What is wired is the front of the cape right here. See this part right here? That's wired. This little quilt work part, that's wired on both sides. The bottom of the cape has no wiring whatsoever. Just flimsy hangs, but it gives you a chance to pose it. Let's take a look at Doctor Strange and his articulation. This figure is a super articulated figure. Look at this. The head goes up about that much. Down like that. You get a nice downward shot of the head there. Full rotation of the head, 360. Nice movement of the neck, nice swivel side to side. Shoulders go up about this much. Right there. You got a bicep swivel in there. Nice double jointed hand. Nice double jointed hands, right and left. Get a nice swivel of the wrist. Full rotation of the wrist. Swivel up about this much. It can swivel up. The wrist can swivel up about that much. He does, I think he does have an ab crunch in there. Yeah, he has a slight ab crunch, but it's hindered by this belt and by the fabric on his the material fabric thickness of his outfit. Waist turn about that much. Waist turn about that much. Once again, restricted by the hardness of this belt and of the fabric. The legs go up about that much. Very nice. Right and left. Get a nice double jointed knee. Rotation from the calf. The boot is a solid boot, so there isn't that much swivel at all in the ankle because it's a solid boot. So there is no pivot either of the foot, which doesn't really matter that much because the leg is so posable that you can get some nice long stand legs like that. And Doctor Strange isn't a super actiony figure like a Captain America figure or a Spider-Man figure where he's always in dynamic poses to kick and jump and leap and turn. So that's good. So get some nice bending on that. There we go. And full rotation at the hip also. So very good pose. You get very good articulation spread on that. Look at that. All right, let's take a look at this figure. All right, this is such an awesome figure. I got to tell you, I'm over the moon with this thing. First of all, let's start off with this dead-on, dead-bang portrait that Hot Toys did of the actor Benedict Cumberbatch in the movie Doctor Strange. I defy anybody to tell me during their nitpicks that this does not look like Benedict Cumberbatch as he appeared in the Doctor Strange movie. This looks so dead on like him. It's amazing. It's eerie. I've showed pictures of this figure to friends of mine who are not collectors, and they go, wow, that looks just like a photo of Benedict Cumberbatch. If I didn't know better, I think that was a photo of him. That is really great. Hot Toys has been on fire this season with their Harley Quinn, with the Black Panther, with all these great-looking figure portraits. They've been just fantastic. With the Star Wars stuff, they've been very good with their portraits. When Hot Toys is on, burning on all cylinders, they are a hard guy to beat. This looks fantastic. We see the slight gray in his hair on the sides. Look at the hair sculpt. Even the hair sculpt is fantastic. If we take around the look to the hair, the back of the hair, nicely sculpted. It looks just like hair on there. Look at that. Oops. No, Doctor Strange, don't fall. There we go. It looks just like hair on there. Turn them back around. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Even the furrowed brow, all of that. The tousled hair on the top coming down. Fantastic. Now let's get into other things. They did such great work on the detail of this uniform, on this costume that Doctor Strange has. Here we see the tassels. This is material. This is not plastic or rubber or anything. This is actual threads, material. As is the bands on his costume. These are threads. These are materials, fabric. It's not plastic or not rubber. And they could have copped out and just did colored plastic and rubber, but they actually made material on here, which is really great. The tunic is great layered fabric. It really is nice. It's a great shade of blue based on the movie. Here you see it even has a nice little light shade of light blue running through the side of it, which I love that. Great attention to detail. And look at that belt. Look at the belt. Here you see the extra sling ring right there is attached to the belt as it is in the directions. Now this belt is actually fabric wrapped around rubber too. This top layer of bands, that's fabric. With the secures being hard plastic, the hard plastic on the bottom as the base, but these are fabric ties around here. Very nice. This is rubber. That is really fantastic. The detail, look at that detail in that Doctor Strange. This is fabric right here. It hangs down, tousled fabric right here. This is hard rubber. There we see the tunic there, which is layered. Action. And we see here the dark blue pants, different color than the dark blue of this inner tunic, different than the lighter blue of the smock on top. That is really fantastic. Really fantastic. And then we go down to these fabulous boots. These boot wraps are fabric. The wraps around these boots are fabric. And we raise his heel up, we see the nice grips on the bottom, the tassel on the back and sides of the boot. These are all fabric, laced around. Now, once again, Hot Toys could have easily opted out and done plastic around here, molded plastic, and no one would know the difference looking from a distance. It would look like this. But they chose to go the full Monty, and they put material, cloth material around the boots, wrapping around the boots. That is just fantastic. Nice job. Kudos to Hot Toys for that detail. Attention to detail. As we turn around, we see he has his sling ring on. Fits easily onto the fingers because they expand. And we see that magical effect, how it clips onto the hands. Take a look at the cape. We see that cape. The cape drops beautifully. This nice patchwork over the shoulder drops beautifully. The nice raised collar, as we saw in the movie. There's different type of fabric. There's all different type of fabric textures running through this cape. Look at that. And then right here, as we get to the neck part, this is all nice woven in. Different than the whole rest of the cape. Beautiful. Beautiful. We see different patterns running through this cape. Hot Toys did such a great loving care job with this figure. Very, very nice. Now we're going to take a minute as we go around And we're going to show you some other poses with this Doctor Strange figure. And here we are. This is a nice little diorama we see here with the time spells, weaving the time spell with the book of Cagliostro. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, hit me down in the comment section and let me know how to pronounce that thing right. But it's casting a spell. Look how great that looks, man. With the nice backdrop. Look how illuminated that backdrop is. That is awesome. Look at that. And he's standing on his own. No stand needed, really. It takes a little futzing to get him to stand, but once he stands on his own. Look at that. Weaving a spell. As he gives that time travel whirl right there at Bleecker Street. Isn't that cool? Let's check out another pose we got with Doctor Strange. And here we go. We see another pose. This figure is just so awesome. I can't rave about it enough. Look at the flexibility in the double joints of his legs that you can get a nice levitation pose, meditative levitation pose with a levitating stand. And you guys see that want that black stand, how this translucent stand really works well because it bleeds right into the cape. You can barely tell that there's anything underneath him. It looks almost like he is levitating as he reads in his book and practices incantations. That is such a cool pose, and the posability, the flexibility on him is just fantastic, along with the costume, and the backdrop makes a fantastic presentation. That is really cool. I just wanted to add before we wrap up, I forgot the accessories that he comes with this wonderful direction chart. Tells you all sorts of nifty things of Doctor Strange and how to move them, how to put the hands on, how to put the sling rings on his belt, all that good stuff. Nice instruction booklet. I hope you enjoyed our look today at Doctor Strange, our 1/6 scale Hot Toys Doctor Strange. I gotta tell you guys, this figure looks fantastic in hand. When you hold it in hand, you see the fabric, the attention to detail, the face likeness, the sculpture, the accessories that come with it. It's a fantastic check mark on all the levels that you would check off on an action figure that you want to have. It is truly, truly a nice testament to what Hot Toys can do when they're burning on all cylinders with face sculpt, wardrobe, and posability and accessories. This is really a fantastic figure. You won't find yourself wanting for anything with this figure once you have it. So, let me say, should you get it? That's going to be an interesting question. If you are a collector of Marvel, things from Marvel, especially the MCU, the universe, the movie universe, absolutely you should get this. Even if you guys collect a lot of Thor or a lot of Captain America, a lot of what, but it's still MCU, I would say invest a coin and get this Doctor Strange figure because, hey, how many Doctor Strange figures are there? Period. You know, there's not a lot. There's the Hasbro guys, but then that's about it. And it's a fantastic depiction of a hit movie of a Marvel superhero film, which was Doctor Strange, and a great likeness of Benedict Cumberbatch. You won't find a better likeness of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange in any medium, statue, smaller action figure, or any what. So I would say definitely get them. Now, if you collect only things of other Marvel people or comic book versions, then you might want to pass on them. The price tag of him will run you about $240 thereabout out the door with tax and licenses before you get finished with it. It's a great investment. If you collect Marvel Doctor Strange thing, if you're a Doctor Strange fan and you have a lot of his comic books and you watched the movie and enjoyed it and loved what you saw and you thought Benedict Cumberbatch was a great spot-on casting for Doctor Strange, then you have to do yourself a favor, guys. If you're a Doctor Strange fan particularly, you have to do yourself a favor. Run, don't walk, and get this figure. You can't beat it. The posability, the look of it, it's a fantastic figure. I say get it. Write down below and let me know what you guys think. Do you like the posabilities? Am I off base with this thing? That it's not hitting on check marks on all cylinders? I think it is. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that when all is said and done at the end of 2017, when this figure came out, this will be one of the top figures in everybody's countdown of Hot Toys, best looking figures of the year 2017. Hands down, it has to be in their top 5, definitely in their top 10. It's a great depiction. Write down below, let me know what you think. Do you guys have it? Do you guys think this is a good depiction of them? Did you guys have trouble putting those hand things on the hand connotations on the fingers, write down below, let me know, because you know I'll get back to you. Thank you for joining us today, and check us out on Pinterest and Facebook, because we have different things on those mediums we don't have on the television YouTube channel. And remember, guys, collecting action figures and toys, even a 1/6 scale Hot Toys Doctor Strange from the Marvel movie Doctor Strange starring Benedict Cumberbatch, can be as fun as a barrel of monkeys. But respect the monkey. Play nice. Take care, guys.